Welcome to Doctorates of the Absurd, your provider of belief on demand. Have you ever felt that pull between what you really want and what everyone else seems to expect from you? Well, today we're diving deep into that feeling. It turns out it's not just you. It's an evolutionary civil war that has been raging inside our minds for millions of years. So here's the big question. Are you a totally unique individual, the captain of your own ship? Or are you basically just a puppet, with the group pulling the strings? It feels like you have to pick one, right? But the evolutionary answer is kind of wild. It's yes, you are both, all the time. And this isn't some paradox we need to solve. It's the very engine of what makes us human.
So let's talk about the war inside us. That constant tug-of-war between I want this and we need this. If you feel that, it doesn't mean you're flawed or you're doing something wrong. It's not a bug in your programming, it's a feature. This internal battle is actually the secret to our success as a species.
Now, if there's a villain in this story, it's simplistic thinking. It's that black and white idea that you're either a totally selfish individual or you're a selfless drone for the collective. But reality is so much more interesting than that. The truth is way more complex and, honestly, way more strategic. So, let's meet the two combatants in this war.
First up, in this corner, we have the powerful, strategic individual self. Let's call it the Navigator. This is the I. This is the part of you that is laser-focused on your own survival, your own success. Think of it as your inner CEO, the agent working for brand you. And believe me, it evolved for some very good reasons.
So what's the Navigator's job description? Well, it's a full-time gig. It's constantly calculating, helping you figure out what you need versus what the group needs. It's managing your reputation, keeping track of your allies, and this is a big one, it has a built-in detector for cheaters and freeloaders. It's also your personal historian, using your memories to learn from the past so you can plan for the future. This is the spark that drives you to innovate, to find your niche, to be the best at what you do. And the operating system that runs the Navigator, it's got a fantastic name, Machiavellian Intelligence. You can just think of it as your brain's inner politician. It's this incredibly sophisticated social software that's always running in the background, keeping a tally of who owes you, who you owe, who's a solid partner, and who you probably shouldn't trust. It's absolutely key to getting ahead in a complicated social world like ours.
But of course, the Navigator isn't the whole story. It has a rival. So let's meet the other force at play, the cooperative, unifying group self. We're going to call this one the glue. This is the we. This is that deep-seated part of you that craves connection and allows us to cooperate on a scale that no other species on Earth can even touch.
The glue's whole purpose is to help us get along. It's what turns a chaotic mob of individuals into a functioning team with a shared mission. It creates all the unwritten rules, the social norms, that sense of this is how we do things that lets societies work. Its job is to quiet down all the internal squabbling from our individual navigators so we can focus on tackling bigger problems together.
Okay, so you might be thinking, how can evolution select for both pure self-interest and group cooperation at the same time? Great question. The answer is a concept called multi-level selection. The best way to picture it is that evolution isn't just one single game. It's a massive tournament happening on different fields at the same time. You've got genes competing, individuals competing inside their group, and groups competing against other groups. Whichever level of competition is the most intense in that moment, well, that's what determines whether the I or the we gets the upper hand.
Let's just put these two side by side. It really makes it clear. The Navigator, the individual self, its main goal is its own survival. Its social role, to get ahead. Its mindset is, I am doing this. Now, look at the glue, the group self. Its goal is the survival of the whole group. Its role, to get along. Its mindset is, we are doing this. And you can see the risks, right? Too much Navigator, you get social isolation. Too much glue, you get groupthink, and things get stagnant.
And what happens when the glue just completely takes over? When the we totally dominates the I? You get something that scientists call a superorganism. This is where a group is so cooperative, so integrated, that it basically starts acting like one single being. The classic example is an ant colony. A colony isn't just a bunch of ants, it's a single entity. That's the ultimate expression of the glue.
So we had this war going on inside us, between these two powerful forces. How on earth do we even function? Well, this is where the story gets really beautiful. It turns out the battle itself, this constant, unending friction, that's not the problem. That friction is the very engine that built the modern human mind.
Okay, get ready for a mind-bending idea. It's called intersubjectivity. And what it suggests is that your sense of I, your unique self, wasn't just born inside your head. Nope, it was built from the outside in. Because we live in groups, we constantly have to explain ourselves and justify our actions to other people. And that internal monologue you have, that voice of I, it basically started as you practicing the arguments you'd have to make to the we. In a very real way, the I is an echo of the we.
So, let's put it all together. The thesis is pretty clear. The individual self, our navigator, is what gives us innovation, strategy, and the ability to adapt.
And the antithesis? Our group self, the glue, is what gives us large-scale cooperation, stability, and the power to build civilizations. And now for the synthesis, the mic drop moment. The crucial point is right here. The friction between the individual and the group is exactly what drives cultural evolution and prevents social stagnation. It's not a flaw. That tension is the whole mechanism. It's the engine. The group creates a stable platform, and then all the individual navigators on that platform start pushing, innovating, and challenging things, which keeps the whole system from grinding to a halt.
You know, maybe the best way to picture this is to think about a great jazz band. The rhythm section, everyone locked in, holding down the beat, following the chord changes, that's the glue. That's the cooperative foundation. But then, the sax player steps up for a solo. That's the navigator, stepping out, taking a risk, expressing a completely unique voice. The magic isn't just in the beat, and it isn't just in the solo. The magic happens in that tense, creative, beautiful interplay between them.
Look, this isn't just some abstract story about our evolutionary past. Understanding this dynamic is incredibly important for our future, and it comes with a pretty serious warning from the world of philosophy.
The philosopher Jürgen Habermas looked at emerging technologies like genetic engineering and raised a huge red flag. He warned that we might be tempted to fix our messy human nature. To try and engineer away the selfishness, to smooth out all that internal friction to make us more cooperative. But he says if we do that, we might accidentally delete the very source code of our freedom, our morality, and our identity.
And so that's the final question I want to leave you with. We've seen that this tension, this inner battle between getting ahead and getting along, is the source of our greatest strengths. So if we ever get the power to finally smooth out that inner friction for good, what essential part of ourselves, what part of our humanity do we risk losing forever?